Good afternoon. Thanks to the organizers for organizing this event, and thanks to the audience for coming out and caring about what's going on in Bahrain. Let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Fahad Desmukh. I'm an independent journalist based in Pakistan. But I'm not speaking here in my capacity as a journalist. My connection to Bahrain is personal. I grew up in Bahrain. I spent the greater part of my life over there. I consider it my home. In 2004, while I was still living there, I started a blog about Bahrain, about politics and society. In 2006, I was summoned by the National Security Agency, where I was interrogated for a few hours about my activities. I would later find out that I was put on a blacklist and was unable to return to Bahrain again. So I've been living here in Pakistan since then, and I still try and spend as much of my free time as possible in blogging and tweeting about what's going on in Bahrain. Now, one of the aspects that I've followed quite closely is the role of foreign companies in supporting the regime since the start of this uprising in February. So I thought I'd highlight quickly some of the British PR and security companies that have provided their services to the regime even after the start of the military-backed security crackdown. Most of the information that I'm going to present, I've gathered that from public information available on the Bahrain government's tender board website. I should clarify that these companies that I'm going to list may not necessarily be doing something wrong, but that the information does warrant further investigation about the nature of what they're doing. So let's start with the one that has been in the news recently quite a lot. That is the PR firm Bell Pottinger. Bell Pottinger already had a number of contracts with various government bodies in Bahrain when the uprising started on February 14th. In March, it was awarded a contract by the Economic Development Board to train senior officials for the year 2010. That's what it says on the website. I'm not sure why this contract was awarded in March 2011, though. The contract was worth almost £92,000 for an unspecified period. Now, in April, after facing protests from some of you good people in the UK, Bell Pottinger announced that it was suspending some of its suspending some of its contracts with Bahrain, but that didn't seem to last very long. In May, it was awarded a contract by Bahrain's Ministry of Information worth £130,000. The nature of the work and the duration isn't specified on the government website. Again, in July, it was awarded another contract this time by Mumtalakat. That's a government holding company in Bahrain. This was worth almost £550,000 to provide some kind of media or PR consulting services for 1 year. I think the British media has done a decent job of exposing just what kind of services Bell Pottinger provides to its clients, so I don't need to go into much detail on that. Next, we've got a very interesting company named Alton. This company was originally, I believe, based in Bristol and now has moved its headquarters to London. It's an intelligence gathering company that is run by, I believe, a number of former Royal Navy personnel, it seems. They offer a software product. That's the main product they offer. It's a software product that apparently trawls the web and social media sites to gather its information. We believe Alton has been working for Bahrain's Interior Ministry for over a year, and most recently it was awarded a contract by the Economic Development Board. Again, this was in April, to develop an electronic system to track international media. That's what it says on the tender board website. This contract was worth over £83,000 for a period of 2 years. For this contract, I'm referring to the Economic Development Board contract. I'm not sure exactly what the Ministry of Interior contract is worth. So you can get an idea of the nature of Alton's work by the fact that it launched its software this year at an major international weapons and defense exhibition in Abu Dhabi. A former reporter for Abu Dhabi's The National newspaper who visited the exhibition posted a tweet at the time saying, quote, a Western company is pitching software to monitor social media to identify ringleaders, saying it could head off unrest in the Middle East. Unquote. So you get the idea of what they're trying to do. It seems as though that quote is referring to Alton, and that would match what's written in one of the patents put out by some of the founders of Alton in terms of the uses of the software. So now these two companies, Bell Potting and Olton, are in my mind the most prominent ones for which there's the most information available publicly. And I hope people will investigate that further. But now I'm just going to quickly list the other companies that I've been able to find that I believe need to be looked into further, but maybe there isn't that much information available about them. So in July, the London-based advertising firm M&C Saatchi was awarded a contract by the Economic Development Board to develop a media and PR plan for Bahrain. That contract was worth over £9 million over 5 years. Also in July, the Information Ministry hired the London-based PR firm 3G Communications to support Bahrain's position in the international community. That contract is worth £1.5 million for an unspecified duration. In August, a British company called New Century Media was contracted by the Bahrain International Circuit, which hosts the Formula One Grand Prix. That contract, it was hired to do PR consulting worth £20,000 a month. In March, the Ministry of Interior extended a contract with an Essex-based canine security company called Top Dog Security. That 3-month contract extension was worth over £55,000. And finally, there's a PR company called Gardent Communications, founded by a Lord Paddy Guilford, who was the Earl of Clanwilliam. Gardent had been working for Bahrain's embassy in London since well before this year's protests. It acted as a secretariat for the UK Bahrain All-Party Parliamentary Group. But in June, Lord Guilford got involved in a rather amusing public spat with the editor of a pro-regime newspaper in Bahrain. The editor accused Guilford on the front page of his newspaper, the Gulf Daily News, of not doing his job properly to protect the regime's reputation, to which Guilford responded with a similar hostile letter. It's not clear if Gardent's contract with the Bahrain embassy in the UK continued after this or not. Now, I think I've run out of my time, so I'm going to end over here. A lot of this information is available on my website. There's some other information which I've dug up which isn't on my website, but I'll be happy to provide you references if you get in touch with me. You can get in touch by sending me a tweet on my Twitter account. That's ChanadBH, ChanadBH, and I'll be happy to provide you with whatever information you need about what I've said. So once again, thanks to everyone for organizing, and thanks for coming out and listening. I hope we can make a change.